All right, let's take you back to Soweto now. There is still no sign of the two people swept away by the Klip River in the south of Johannesburg over the weekend. The 18-year-old woman and 21-year-old man were taking part in a cleansing ritual in Olifantsvlei on Saturday. The search was called off once again yesterday, and we speak now to Newzroom Afrika's Ziniko, Mhlaba, who is following that search for us, and he joins us live now. Ziniko, good morning to you. A little earlier, you and I were talking off air about the team of people that are doing this search and recovery effort. You were suggesting that there are more people added to this team. Tell us what you are seeing.
Yes, Polly, you'll remember that earlier on, the first team or the first batch of rescuers had just arrived at the time, which was around just after 9 o'clock, but there are more rescuers or officials from both the South African Police Service rescue team and also being led by the Emergency Management Services team. So it's as if they've divided themselves into a group of two from what we see from our vantage point. The Emergency Medical Services team, which we saw earlier on embarking and getting into the water, had actually sailed down the stream, and we are being told that the search now is likely in the next 30 minutes or so will be moved down the stream, where the officials believe that the two young people who drowned here on Saturday, it's unlikely that they are still around where we are and where the initial rescue search has been for the past 24 hours or so. So that's the latest. We've also seen an addition of the chopper itself, which has been hovering over us in terms of looking for any possible signs of living individuals or any floating bodies along the stream. So where we are, Koli, is a clear indication of the different stages of the river. As you can see, the water is very, very active, it's very turbulent. I remember the visual we showed you earlier on. We were seeing very quiet, calm waters. In geographical terms, it's called laminar flow, and this is a turbulent flow. So a turbulent flow signals the safety of the place, because you see that the waters are very turbulent, which means that the water are flowing through rocks, but the speed is very deadly. There is no way that you can survive, but you can also see the dangers of this water that have actually exposed the pipeline which is crossing over to the other side of this particular river. And as you can see there, as we are showing those visuals, the stream becomes thinner between the laminar flow and the turbulent flow. And then as it flows down the river, that's where now the river widens again, and that's where we encounter again a laminar flow, a very calm flowing of the water, which signals danger in terms of human beings or any forms of mammals that are not suited to be living or using water as a form of transportation. So that's the latest from us. From here, we will be moving to get to the emergency services, who are now sailing down the stream. We are told that what becomes a challenge is when the rescue team is dealing with a downstream, because that signals or that indicates that their search might take a very, very long distance, might flow all the way to Vereeniging if they are unable to find the living individuals, or at least their bodies for now. As we said earlier on, that according to the Emergency Management Services, they are now embarking on a search and discovery, not necessarily search and rescue, because they do not believe that the two individuals are still alive. So that's the latest from us here. But I can tell you, the gentleman who spoke to off camera in a moment ago told us that there is no way that they will not find these two individuals or their bodies. He says it takes at least about 3 days, because after 3 days, someone who had drowned, the body organs start dying, and when some internal body organs die, the body now becomes lighter and it's able now to be flown up by the water, and that's when they usually discover those bodies. So that's the latest from us. We are going to move from where we are downstream and seeing what is happening on the other side of this particular river and what kind of operations are we likely to encounter and the search operators are embarking on that side.
Ziniko Mhlaba, a very detailed update there. Thank you very much. That's our reporter following this tragic story.